So Mark, yeah, I today I'm going to be focusing on sort of debunking yogic myths, and as a dancer, I always had quite a strong sort of opinion about people who practiced yoga, and to be honest with you, it wasn't the most positive opinion. I guess I saw them as quite uptight or repressed, and dancers always seem to be quite loose and fluid to me, whereas people practicing yoga seem to be quite angry generally. This is my experience sort of before I'd practiced any yoga, and sort of very contained, with a slight sense of arrogance. What is that about? Because I do feel, and now I have to say I don't see it in such an extreme way, but I do feel that people do perceive those that practice yoga as slightly sort of almost orthorexic.
Okay, I know why I got into yoga. I wasn't happy. I was contracted. I was hidden. I was angry. When you're having a hard time, you look for something to help you out. I would say that the people that need change most, one of the things they're drawn to is yoga. So,
but wouldn't those sort of people be far better off sort of kickboxing and doing 5 rhythms and getting some psychotherapy to actually get really in touch with their feelings?
Well, you'd have to talk to each and every one of them to work out whether that was a better response to what was going on for them. The thing about yoga is it offers a way out of your difficulties. It offers liberation from suffering.
Yeah. How does it offer a form of liberation from suffering? Because I'm sort of always a little bit perplexed when people say these sweeping statements about yoga. And how does that actually work? I mean, on a really basic level.
On the most basic level, let's say you get shoulder pain, neck pain. It's probably because you're stressed most of the time or sitting in front of the computer. Walking around with neck and shoulder pain is going to make you angry and not be at one with the world.
But couldn't you reverse that and say you are an angry person, and you have the kind of accidents that actually just mirror your internal conflict? Absolutely,
yes. I mean, it's a chicken and egg question. Where do you start? Do you start with sorting out the anger, or do you start with the symptoms? You ask for a simple answer. I mean, basically, if you're in pain, if you find a way of taking yourself out of pain, then that's going to make you a bit happier. Now, the source of the pain in the first place, well, if you practice yoga well, you'll become fully aware of what that source is whilst you're releasing the symptoms.
So are you saying that in the experiential process of practicing yoga on a regular basis, you actually become more aware about your emotional conflicts, repressions? Would that be one way of...
if you're interested in that. A lot of people, they go into yoga and they get relief from their symptoms, they feel better, and in feeling better they feel like they've sorted the issue out, but then they have to keep doing yoga because the issue keeps coming back. It's up to the individual whether they look at the relationships between what's going on the inside and how their body's responding.
Do people get really addicted to yoga? Do they get hooked on it, like Russell Brand used to switch from heroin and then start practicing yoga for 6 hours a day? I mean, do you find that actually really does happen?
Yeah, of course it does. Yoga? Yeah, of course it does, because I mean, you find something that makes you feel good, and it's meant to be healthy, so there's no reason to not keep doing it. There's a danger of it becoming another addiction, whereas a danger of it taking over your life, so you don't actually engage with life because you're constantly dealing with the symptoms of being who you are. But if you practice your yoga with some sort of awareness that there is a link between what you're doing, who you are, and how you feel, then you get a chance to sort of shift those things around.
Do you encourage that in your teaching, do you think?
Yes, I do. Yes, absolutely. Because I'm interested in helping people liberate themselves.
Do you need to be in pain to go? It's a bit like psychotherapy. Do you need to be in pain to go to want to go to yoga?
No, you don't need to be. It helps.
Prerequisite.
No, it helps. It's a very simple. It's a very simple motivation for going there, and it's unemotive. Because it's just physical pain. It works quite well on that level, but most people are in pain on a soul level to some degree. Now, that's a grand generalisation, but I don't think I'm far. I don't think I'm far off the mark. No. So that's harder to access because it's less visible, it's less noticeable. But if there's dis-ease of any kind, there are tools that you can engage with to empower you to work it out for yourself.